it deep. It is out of here. 7:56. Bond stands alone.
17 seconds from Game 7 or from championship number 6. Jordan, open, Chicago with the lead.
Washington outside left. Roethlisberger has time. Throws to the back of the end zone, and it is caught for a touchdown by Holmes.
A minute remaining. And they're putting Curry in the pick and roll, trying to get him on Irving. Irving and Curry, one-on-one. Irving puts it up.
It's good. Kyrie Irving from downtown.
We're sending it in, Jerome. That's for damn sure.
Yes. What is up? And welcome to Taproom Sports Podcast. I'm your host, Jordan. Stacks on stacks. Lads, joined with my man, Mr. Big Ballin', Ben Larson.
Yes, sir.
On a Sunday night. How you doing tonight, Ben?
I'm doing well, man. Long weekend. Long weekend of sports. Long weekend of outside life. It's good to be here at the end of the weekend. But man, tomorrow's gonna be rough. Back to the grind. Back to the real world. I got the Sunday scaries, and we're here talking sports. Though, how you doing?
I'm good, man. You got to keep in mind. You always got to say Monday's the best day. You got to stay positive, Ben. Positive mentality.
I don't lie to myself, bro.
Yeah, but I mean, like, all right, if you start your week on Tuesday, then Tuesdays suck, you know what I mean? So it's like, it is what it is. I'm doing good, though, man. Great weekend of sports. A lot of good Major League Baseball this weekend.
Yep,
UFC was unbelievable. Usman literally a minute and 30 seconds away from retaining his welterweight belt. And I was talking to somebody yesterday. I was like, dude, it's kind of crazy because my daughter's 5 years old. Since she's been alive, Kamaru Usman's been the welterweight champion.
Yep.
Gets KO'd by Leon Edwards, and Leon Edwards looked dead in the fucking water. Like he looked defeated.
Yeah.
Ends up winning the fight.
It's a big thing. It only takes one punch, and that's what you got to remember about UFC.
Yep.
It'll only take one punch, or in this case, a kick. You
know,
so
one thing.
Yep.
Changes
exactly. And
1 second.
And you were telling me what he was like plus 1,500
to win by KO.
Yeah.
To win by KO. To win overall, he was like plus 285, plus 300 or something.
Okay.
I forget what it closed at, somewhere around there, but you know, really incredible. I mean, absolutely incredible. It's funny because this dude on Twitter put 50 grand down for Leon Edwards to win. He's touting it like, oh yeah, like I won. It's like, bro, you were literally a minute and 30 seconds away from losing $50K, dog. You know what I mean? Like, Usman dominated that fight, and he's gonna get a rematch, and he's probably gonna be a heavy favorite in that. And I think he learned his lesson. He'll probably just wrestle him the next fight. But either way, I mean, that's a beautiful thing about UFC is like anything can happen.
Yep.
So other than that, I mean, great weekend. Lost a significant amount in UFC and MMA yesterday, UFC. So
happens.
It does. We'll bounce back.
Next time it's gonna be a good weekend.
Yeah, we'll bounce back, man. We'll bounce back. It was really that Usman fight that really fucked me.
Yeah.
Because I had a parlay going, and I just killed it. And it's all right. We'll bounce back. We always do. Yep. You know, life balances itself out. It's a roller coaster.
But football is close to being back for good.
We got college football this weekend, which I'm really stoked on. I got some plays this weekend. You know, me and Irvin will be talking on Wednesday. We'll be if you've been following, we've been doing the college preview. We finished with the SEC last week. This week we're going to be doing individual awards, so Heisman Trophy, all the awards. Nagurski, et cetera, and then we'll also be previewing our top 25. So we're collabing on a top 25 preseason poll. We're going to do it every single week, top 25, just like we're going to do a NFL Power Rankings as well.
Yep.
So, yeah, we got a lot on deck, man. We got a lot on deck. It is that time of year, Ben. It is fall. Yep. It is football season. It is MLB playoffs. We got hockey around the corner. We got NBA.
Right around the corner, too.
And I'm just stoked to be here drinking some good beer. I got 2 interesting beers tonight, Ben.
I got two good ones too. So I'm actually really excited about my beers tonight. So I'm totally looking forward to these. But tell me, what's your first one?
So my first one is it's a drippy popsicle.
Okay.
I'm trying to get it out of the glare there. Drippy popsicle. It is a fruited smoothie sour with cherry, lime, blueberry, and raspberry.
Okay.
It is by who makes this one, dude? Abomination. Abomination makes both the beers I'm drinking tonight.
Nice. Where's Abomination out of?
Abomination, I believe it's out of San Diego. Oh, Connecticut, North Haven, Connecticut, of course.
Same.
So I'm drinking this one. It definitely tastes like well, it's dark as shit,
Oh yeah,
but
and thick.
it smells like a fucking otter pop, dude.
Huh.
It really does. Like not a grape otter pop. It smells like a blueberry otter pop. So really looking forward to this one because I love popsicles, so that's always good. Which one? What are you sipping on?
So my first beer of the night is going to be from Faction Brewing, which is out of Alameda, California. So, you know, if anybody's not quite sure, that's just south of southwest of Oakland, but it's on the Oakland side of the bay. So this one is the Penske file. So if you're a fan of Seinfeld, this is going to be one for you. It's got George sitting up on the, at his desk there, and then got the hops flowing right there. But it's a 5.8% pale ale, coming in with Mosaic and Euconaut hops. So first sip, it's a really good pale. It very well could be one of the best pails that I've had for a while. Well, a lot of the pails I've been seeing have been really kind of going away from their roots, and this kind of really seems to fit that, hop centric but not hop forward type beer here, which you get in the hop forwards and more of the IPA. So this is a beer that I've always seen on the shelves. I've never picked it up, so this weekend it was one of those, like, you know what, I'm gonna get it, I'm gonna do it.
Oh yeah.
And here we are.
Love
and then
it.
My second beer comes from one of the best West Coast breweries out here. So new one just came out. We'll see how that goes.
Interesting.
Yep.
Interesting. I actually know somebody that works for Faction Brewing. Shout out to my boy Mikey. He's worked there for a minute. I don't know what he does there, by the way. I don't know if he's a brewer, assistant brewer. I just know he works there because he's always posting fucking beer from there and stuff.
Let's get him on.
I'll try. If he's listening, come on the show.
There we go.
We'll talk some beer. Send us some beers. We'll do some Faction Brewing beers. We don't really get Faction Brewing out here though.
Yeah,
it's very local. So excited to hear about that one, especially considering I know somebody that works there, and I've never had Faction Brewing Company, dude. Yeah. So excited for that one. We got a lot of sports to talk about, Ben. We got a lot to get into. We obviously had a lot go on this weekend, but the first thing I wanted to touch on was some NFL stuff. So a couple things happened this week. One thing happened 2 weeks ago, which was Brady going on a quote unquote pre-planned vacation, right?
Yeah, sabbatical. We still don't know what.
We don't know what's going on. And I said when Todd Bowles had the press conference to begin with, he said we anticipate him being back on August 20th.
Yeah.
Well, August 20th was yesterday.
Yeah.
Today, Todd Bowles says we expect Tom Brady to be back sometime this week or soon. I forget the exact words. But it caught me off guard when he said we anticipate. Well, if this was pre-planned, then you should know his exact return if this is a pre-planned vacation. Mm-hmm. This isn't a pre-planned vacation. Then you couple that with the rumors, or not the rumors, but him retiring to begin the year. And then Dana White comes out this weekend. He says that there was a deal in place for him to go to Las Vegas before he was a Tampa Bay Buck.
Yeah, and Gruden nixed it.
This all just seems too weird to me. A lot of books took the win totals for the Bucks down this weekend because nobody knows what the fuck is going on. Yeah. Clearly the Bucks don't. I mean, Todd Bowles has had many different answers. Mm-hmm. He was going to be back August 20th. They anticipated him being back August 20th. Now it's soon.
Yeah. Well, and look at the way that they played this week. I mean, I know it's preseason. I know, a lot of their starters didn't show up, but they only put up 3 points on the board. which even if, in a preseason game, if you don't have any offense coming from your second, third string QBs, that's scary. Because if Brady doesn't return, or if Brady has to go out on,
They're fucked.
another sabbatical, yeah, it's done. They've got their Marpet just retired as well.
They lost one of their tackles this weekend.
Yeah.
He's out for the year. I mean, it's not good.
Yeah, Jensen. Yeah.
That is one big pile of shit.
Yeah. So it's really interesting to see what's going to happen there coming out of Tampa Bay, if anything does happen. I mean, Gronk then came out and said, it's a good thing that Brady didn't go to Vegas, because I mean, I'm guessing he wouldn't have been there, especially with Waller. But like, they got their championship, so that's all that matters.
Yeah. Well, he also did say that they were planning on going to Vegas too. Gronk said that.
Gronk
he did reiterate that on his UFC like live show, whatever the fuck he does, like the live stream thing. So I mean, it's just interesting that all this is coming out around the same time that, all this information about Brady being gone is, and like, we know his mom's been sick, so I mean, that could be it. But if it was a vacation, TMZ would be all over it, posting pictures of him and his family on vacation. We haven't had nothing.
Well, I'm kind of surprised that we don't have anything really at any point, even with TMZ, because they still know where he's at. They still probably have paparazzi following him around.
Yeah, nobody knows where he's at right now.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, look at this. Kyle Trask, 11 for 24, 105 yards and interception.
Florida legend Kyle Trask.
Yep.
Gator.
Yep.
That is one big pile of shit.
10 carries, 54 yards. I mean, 5.4 yards. It's not a bad average there, but
Putting up 3 points is pretty bad though.
Yeah, it's very bad.
A lot of one thing I've been noticing about preseason about a lot of teams. This isn't just the Buccaneers. There's a lot of teams. Is that a lot of these teams lack depth. A lot of these defenses. I mean, I watched the Vikings play. I watched that Dolphins Raiders game. I watched a ton of games. I watched the Cardinals game tonight. I watched the Browns Eagles. I watched the Rams on Friday night. I mean, a lot of these teams, like, these backups can't tackle.
Yeah.
And it's like, you're trying to make an NFL roster, not only necessarily for this team, but you're trying to put film out there for other teams. You can't tackle. Like, a lot of these teams, they can't tackle.
Yeah.
It's bad, dude.
It's very bad.
It is not good. I mean, all the overs are hitting like 80% this year in preseason, and that's a big part of the reason why. It's crazy to me. It's absolutely crazy. Let's talk about the other big news that happened this week, and that is that Deshaun Watson came to an agreement with the NFL on an 11-game suspension, $5 million fine. So now we know for sure Deshaun Watson will miss 11 games this year. And this is another interesting thing, Ben, because he came out and he said last week that he was sorry for everything he did or put women through, and, he apologized basically, which was him basically admitting that he did something, right?
Absolutely.
Even though he's been saying that he did nothing wrong. And then he comes out and apologizes. If you did nothing wrong, why are you apologizing? What are you apologizing for? And then they come out and say he accepted 11 games.
Yeah.
To me, this is just, it's a fucked up situation to begin with.
Absolutely.
But B, I mean, what's your thoughts on the Cleveland Browns here and the fact they haven't even played Jacoby Brissett in the preseason? He's supposed to be their starter.
It's going to be a very hard way to start the season. I think they're very lucky in the sense that, the first 11 games, maybe 2 of those 3 games are difficult. 2 or 3 of those games are difficult there. I think they'll be able to, still compete with Carolina. They'll still compete. They'll probably beat Carolina. They'll probably beat New York. They'll compete with Pittsburgh.
They won't beat Carolina.
Atlanta. No? Week 1? No?
That game open, Cleveland -4. It's already moved to Carolina -1. Yeah. Carolina's gonna win that game.
Yep. I mean, they'll probably lose to LA, the Chargers. I mean, New England, I haven't been anything impressed with, what Mac Jones has been doing to start the preseason. So
Well, he hasn't really played that much.
yeah,
He didn't even play at all
But
last
he has, yeah, he was horrible this week.
game. No, he didn't play this week.
Yeah, he played five or six snaps and was not good at all.
I mean, 5 or 6 snaps, that's like tough to gauge, dude.
Oh, I know. I mean, definitely it is. But you still want your first round.
You want him to be like Mahomes, who goes out there and plays 2 series and gets 2 touchdowns. That's what you want.
Exactly. You want more than a 3-and-out. So he's 4 for 8 with 61 yards, 2 3-and-out drives.
Yeah, that's not very good.
That's not good at all. So
Bailey Zappi looks better than Mac Jones, though.
Yep. So, at this point, that's, a fair game there. They'll probably lose to Baltimore. They'll probably lose to Cincinnati. Then they've got Miami, and then they'll probably lose to Buffalo, and then he's back versus Tampa Bay. Who knows what Tampa Bay is going to be?
That's Cleveland's schedule?
Yeah. So
Yeah.
maybe 4 games that they lose. That's a walk-in lose there out of those 11.
No, there's no way they go 7-4.
Oh no, I'm not. I don't think they're going to go 7-4. But there's only 4 of those games where it's like you're going to lose, for sure. You at least have a chance in those other games without Watson in there. So,
Yeah, I mean, it's a well-built team, and obviously they want to run the ball first and foremost. But I think it's interesting that
this year too.
I think it's interesting that Jacoby Brissett hasn't played at all in the preseason.
Yeah.
Because it's like you're trying to implement a new starter. Not to mention their starting center got hurt, and then the backup center gets hurt. So now they're on a 3rd-string center.
No.
It's like, why aren't you trying to get these guys in? And you could say, like, okay, they're doing it during practice, but that's not, like, real time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And
well, then look when he gets back, too. They're going to have Tampa Bay, Houston, Cincinnati, Baltimore.
First
New
game
Orleans,
when he gets
Washington,
back is Houston. That's the first game. Because remember, it's
bye
11.
week doesn't.
It's 11
week doesn't
games. Yeah, 11 games, not 11 weeks.
Okay.
So Houston's the first game back.
That's why it's 11. Of course,
Dude,
they did
the
it.
NFL knew what they were
course
doing,
they
dude.
did it. Yeah. Of course they did 11 there.
They knew what they were doing.
Yep. So Houston, Cincinnati, Baltimore, New Orleans, Washington, and Pittsburgh. I think he can, with a healthy team, as long as they're healthy, then.
Division games are tough, though.
Yeah.
Division games are tough.
I think Cincinnati's going to be a tough matchup there. I think Baltimore's going to be a tough matchup there.
Yep.
Pittsburgh, Washington, New Orleans, Houston. It's going to be a cakewalk there.
Yeah, Washington fucking looks like shit.
Yeah.
If I could get odds on first coach to be fired this year with Ron Rivera, I might take that. I mean, that team does not look good, dude.
Who's the Jacksonville Jaguars new coach?
Doug Peterson. He's not going to get fired.
Yeah, it's true.
He's got to, he has to rebuild what was tore down last year. And I actually think Jacksonville's going to be better than people think, dude, to be honest.
Yeah.
I do. I think they're going to be a lot better than people think. But I do have a favorite win total this year now, Ben, after watching these 2 preseason games, and that is Miami Dolphins under 9 wins. Lock it up.
Let's go, y'all.
It's an absolute steal. It is juiced to the under -125, but take that shit. Because this team looks fucking atrocious. Their head coach, Mike McDaniel, we already had questions about, right? We wondered if he would be able to lead a locker room. I mean, dude, this is a team that faced a Raiders team that literally played 0 starters, Ben.
Yeah.
And the Dolphins could not move the ball with Tua. Tua still can't throw the ball. Their defense doesn't look good. Their defense...
Tua went, 2 drives too, though?
Yeah, but 2 drives and he couldn't move the ball. And then their defense, their starting defense, literally couldn't get off the field against Jarrett Stidham. Jarrett Stidham converted 3 third downs and 1 fourth down on the same drive. They could not get off the field. It's not good. It's not pretty.
Yeah, I'm gonna wait to make my choice on Miami once we really see really by week 3. I mean, I know you're not going to get,
they start
over-under
0-2,
wins that-
0-3. I mean, their over-under is
Yeah.
going to move to like 6.5.
It's going to be interesting because you've got New England and Baltimore to start off the season. They've got a tough schedule.
They got a
to
hella
start off
tough
the season.
schedule.
Yeah, New England, Baltimore, Buffalo, Cincinnati is their first 4 weeks.
They might start 0-4.
Yeah, but then they're going to go 4-0 in the next 4 because they've got, of course, my screen decides to go black on me there. They've got New York, Minnesota, Pittsburgh, and Detroit.
Well, Minnesota's going to be a good team. Detroit's going to be much better than anticipated. Minnesota might win their division, to be honest. That's a well-rounded team. And then
we said that last year as well, but
yeah, but they weren't well coached last year. I mean, their offense was one of the top offenses in the league. Their defense struggled, but primarily because they were injured.
Yeah.
This year they're going to be much more healthy. They also added a lot of depth. So I like Minnesota this year. I know a lot of people are high on Minnesota as well. A lot of NFL guys are high on Minnesota this year, primarily because Green Bay should take a step back to losing all that they lost.
Yeah. But I mean, Chicago is really a big question mark in that.
Chicago's
division.
trash.
Yeah. But there's a lot of new pieces there in Chicago, which is going to be interesting how they work.
Chicago to miss the playoffs is like minus 900.
Wow.
That's what people think of Chicago. They're not giving them a chance.
Out of there.
I think Detroit is an interesting team because that could be a much better team because they played hard last year.
They did.
They covered a majority of their
close.
games. Yeah, they covered a majority of the games. They just, they didn't have enough talent to put them over. I still think their offense isn't going to be as good because Jared Goff's there. But Jared Goff's still a better quarterback than, a lot of these other. I think he's better than Tua.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like, Tua sucks. He's not good.
Jared Goff sucks too, though.
Jared Goff's been to a Super Bowl, though.
That's true. There's a few QBs that have been to Super Bowls that,
Yeah, but Tua ain't going to a Super Bowl
That's true.
unless he plays on the most elite defense of all time because that dude can't throw past 5 yards.
Yeah. Well, and it's a tough division with the Bills and the Patriots there.
Oh, yeah, the Bills are the best team in the league.
Yeah.
Hands down. But I love that under 9 wins. I think that is an absolute lock. I think that there was a lot of hype on Miami, and it drove the value up to 9.
Yeah.
I just don't see 9 wins. I don't see 9 wins from that club.
Yeah. I mean, I'm looking at the schedule. You've got New England, that's a 50-50 game for me. So I'm going to put that at a half. You Baltimore, I think Baltimore take that, especially at Baltimore. Versus Buffalo, Cincinnati, and that's at Cincinnati. New York, I'll say that they take that game. So 1.5. Minnesota.
Where's that game at? In Minnesota?
No, in Miami.
That's a 50-50 game.
Yeah, so there's another half there, so that's 2. Pittsburgh, I'll take
in Pittsburgh?
Miami there. No, in Miami. So I'd say 3. Detroit 4. Chicago 5. And they play Cleveland, then Houston 6. And they play San Francisco, LA, the Chargers, Buffalo, Green Bay, New England, and New York. So I'll give them 7.
Yeah.
So
no way they're winning 9 games, dude.
Yeah.
And I guarantee you they're gonna drop one of those games that we think they're gonna win, and they might win a game.
Probably win the game that we think
they might win the game that we think they might lose. But that's just not. It was interesting to me too because I was like, Mike McDaniel was like, okay, Tua's gonna play in this game, right? And the first 2 drives he's out there, he looks like shit, and I was like, why wouldn't you put him back out there to like build his confidence, especially against like a second, third unit? You know what I mean? Like, I guess maybe you pull him because it's like he's not looking good.
He's 6 for 8.
Yeah, because he's throwing fucking behind the line of scrimmage.
It's not bad. Average is 7.3 yards.
What was his yards per attempt though? Not because a lot of that was yards after catch because he had a 16-yard pass, but he threw it behind the line of scrimmage to Chase Edmond. Chase Edmond ran for 16 yards. I mean, that's a fourth of his yardage right there. That's what I'm saying. Like, he can't throw the ball. He cannot throw it downfield. He doesn't even look downfield. He literally never looks downfield. He literally just dumps it off or looks right over the middle to Mike Gesicki. And he looked like shit too.
Yep.
I mean, it's just they,
6 for 8 with 58 yards.
They get Tyreek, and 16 of that was on a pass behind the line of scrimmage that Chase Edmonds ran for on a 3rd and 4. You know what I mean? Like, that's more than a fourth of the yards were a pass behind the line of scrimmage. His yards per attempt was probably like 3 yards. He doesn't look downfield. That's why it's like, okay, you get Tyreek Hill for what? He's not gonna throw it down there because he don't even look downfield.
Yeah.
I don't see it. Until I see it, I won't believe it. And this is the problem I've always had with Alabama quarterbacks, dude, or quarterbacks from great college programs, is that they play behind first-team All-American offensive lines, dude. NFL players on the offensive line. They have the best offensive, like, they got all day to throw back there. And Tua had all day to throw back there on Alabama. That's why I was telling people in the draft, I was like, you know, once he has to like make decisions quickly, things are gonna change. He's not gonna have all day to stand back there, and you could tell he's scared to get hit. I mean, I would be too. I'm not saying that, you know, I'm much better than him. I'm not. You know, I can't throw. I'm obviously not an athlete like him, but he's scared to play quarterback. He's scared to sit back there and throw darts.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
That's true.
And then they go to Teddy Bridgewater. I mean, he's the same fucking guy. Teddy checked down. He looked even worse than Tua in that game. He sucked. He was awful.
Let's see what
Skylar Thompson looked better than both those guys.
Yeah. I mean, Skylar Thompson, 9 for 10 for 129 yards, 12.9 average for a touchdown. Teddy B,
Kansas State legend, dude.
Yeah, 10 for 20 with 119 yards.
Bro, he looked bad, dude. And he had a safety, man, because he he had an intentional grounding for a safety.
And sacked for a 3-yard loss.
Yeah, it's just not pretty for Miami, dude.
Nope.
Maybe if they play Skylar Thompson, they got a chance, though. Dude, I like that kid. I liked him at Kansas State, too.
Yep.
All right.
Any kind of standouts from this weekend? Any surprises for you?
Nah, not really any surprises. I mean, a lot of teams aren't really playing any starters, but like I said, I don't like a lot of teams' depth. It does concern me, like when guys go down. But again, these are guys that are like in their 2nd, 3rd week of training camp, so it's like as the season progresses, these young guys are gonna get better and better.
Yeah.
But right now, it's just like the fundamentals to me are just like so lacking, dude. Because these offenses aren't going out there and running their playbooks; they're running very vanilla stuff. Yeah. And these defenses are really struggling, dude. Yeah. Like, really struggling. A lot of them. So, that's been interesting to me.
Agreed.
There has been a couple guys that, there's a wide receiver, McCutcheon, on the Rams, who played for Montana State. He looked really good on Friday. They won't have to play that white dude anymore that fucking dropped the touchdown pass against the Niners, and then he dropped that fucking touchdown pass in the Super Bowl. Now they can get rid of that guy. So that'll be interesting. Just it's been a good preseason. No, honestly, I've enjoyed watching preseason because it's given me a lot of intel about backups and stuff. Like, when guys go down in the first unit, who are teams we can look for that are going to be, you know, have respectable backups that are going to step in and be able to play. Yeah. You know?
Yeah, agreed.
And the Ravens are probably the best one. No, I mean, dude, the Ravens 22 wins in a row in the preseason, dude. And they didn't play any starters today. Neither did the Cardinals, for what it's worth. But, you know, Tyler Huntley looked good. Anthony Brown looked good. The 3rd string quarterback. On the Cardinals, Trace McSorley looked like fucking dog shit. Yeah. That is a big concern for me for the Cardinals, is because, dude, if Kyler goes down, they are fucked.
Mm. Oh, yeah, agreed. Definitely agreed there.
All right, let's take a break.
Definitely agreed there.
Let's take a break real quick, and then we'll hop back in here and we'll talk. We'll do some MLB.
Sounds good.
All right.
All right.
Yes. We are back. Thank you for hanging on for a minute. Ben had some technical difficulties real quick. Andy had to go get another beer.
Yep.
That's something to cheer about. I got to pour my second beer, but I got to fucking pound the rest of this one. Good thing I got 2 light beers today, so I can do that.
There we go. So while you're down in that one, we didn't even talk about the beer aspect of the podcast, so we're going to go over that kind of now.
There we go.
And as we're finishing our beers, I got a sip left of my faction one as well. But so for this podcast, we review 2 beers for our Sunday show. We review 2 beers from really breweries all throughout the United States. Some of our beers are going to be from Tavour. Tavour is an online kind of beer program that you can go online, see their list of beers for the day. You can click them, buy them, and they get delivered straight to your front door. So if you're interested in something like that, make sure to go to Tavour.com, use promo code Taproom when signing up. You'll get $10 off your first purchase of $25 or more. But really, Jordan and I have been using this for the past year and a half, and I've gotten so many beers that I can't get here in the Bay Area, and it is great to really support those breweries that I don't get to go and visit. But definitely check that out. My beers tonight aren't from Tavour, but we wanted to really have this as a podcast where we're sitting here drinking beers, talking sports, just like we're sitting at a bar. Oh, you just lost some over the edge there. It was either your glass was dirty, you still had beer from the previous one, or the sour wasn't cold enough. So,
well, actually, John Taffer, I watched a video saying that if you don't have head when you pour a beer, it means you pour a beer wrong.
That was too much head.
Well, I don't know.
Yes. So Taffer is right, but that was too much there.
John Taffer, dude.
And I haven't heard Taffer in a while.
Dude, he's doing like TikToks now and shit.
Oh, Jesus. Everybody's doing TikToks.
He's a content creator, bro.
There we go. Inspiration.
Yep.
Inspiration. So I'm going to go with my second beer first for this round. And this is going to be one from one of my favorite breweries out here on the West Coast. I even had to go get my handy dandy
Russian
Sierra
River?
Nevada. Sierra Nevada glass here for a Sierra Nevada beer. This is called Liquid Hoppiness. This is a juicy IPA coming in at 7%. It is it's a new one. I haven't seen this one out yet, but it is now out at stores. Doesn't really have any information on this yet. Even online, there isn't much because it's kind of a fresh release here. So 7%. Looking forward to give a review at the end once I start drinking. It's a juicy IPA. Liquid hoppiness.
Liquid hoppiness. Okay.
Yep.
I like it.
What are you drinking? What's number 2 for you?
All right, so I said it was gonna be an abomination beer. I lied. It's actually a Skygazer. I've had a few beers from Skygazer before. This is also out of North Haven, Connecticut. This is the Watercolors. Watercolors is like it's like a bunch of different kind of beers. So they have a bunch of different watercolor series. This is the sour ale with apricot, cherry, tangerine, blueberry, marshmallow, and milk sugar. So you couldn't have this one, Ben. Sorry.
Cannot have that yet.
But this is like a true fruited sour. As you can see, it's very dark, thick.
Sticky, yeah.
Smells very good, even though I'm getting over a cold.
I feel it's going around right now.
Yeah, dude, Irvin was sick on Wednesday, and we're over. He's in LA. I'm here. Somehow he got me sick.
I mean, I'm feeling it from the Bay Area too. So
it's crazy.
Yeah, it's going around right now. So yeah, it is what it is.
Stay healthy.
It's not COVID.
Yeah, no, definitely. Because I've had energy and stuff. Whereas when I had COVID, I had like no energy. I just wanted to fucking sleep all day.
Yep.
But let's talk some baseball, man. It's that time of the night to talk some Major League Baseball. We're right here in the thick of the playoff races. Before we get to that, though, Albert Pujols hit 2 more home runs on Saturday against Madison Bumgarner. He now has 692 home runs, man. Does he get to 700?
I don't know, man, because, looking at the schedule.
8 home runs left. How many
He's got
lefties is
8
he
home
gonna
runs.
face?
What's that?
How many lefties are they gonna? They face a
Oh,
lefty
I mean-
tomorrow.
They do face the lefty tomorrow. Their schedule's not difficult going forward. They've got maybe 2, maybe 3 tough series is to do this. So I really do think he can get 8 more because they go. So they're playing at home versus Chicago. They got 3 against. I'm sorry.
No, they go to Chicago.
No. Yeah, I was looking too far down. So they do have 3 tough series here. So Chicago, they play 5 in Chicago. Then they go home, play 3 against Atlanta, 3 against Cincinnati, 3, and that's in Cincinnati, 3 against Chicago, 4 against Washington, 3 against Pittsburgh. Milwaukee has 2 games, 5 against the Reds, 2 tough series back to back, San Diego and LA. Milwaukee another 2, and then they end with 6 against the Pirates. He can get this.
Nah, you definitely get it.
He can definitely get that.
He might hit 2 more against Smiley tomorrow.
Yeah, and if I'm Pittsburgh, I'm sorry. I'm laying one up at the end of the year if he's one away. I know they'll never do it, but if I was Pittsburgh, I'm laying one up.
My biggest concern is like if he's like 2 or 3 away, do the Cardinals just put him out there every day? Because he hasn't really been able to hit right-handed pitching all year. He's basically just raking lefties.
Mm.
So what do they do that? Do they just play him just to play him, regardless of whether they're fighting for because they're fighting for a playoff spot still? They're still fighting for that division.
Yeah, and they still have 43 games left.
I want him to get this because he was adamant on Saturday that he was retiring at the end of the year. He said, "This is it. Like even if I don't get 700, like this is it."
Yeah,
and I want him to get there because he's one of the best hitters of our generation.
Absolutely.
So I would love to see him get there.
Out of the scandals.
Man, I don't care about steroids.
We don't know. Oh yeah, I know, but that's a little bit more of a stamp of authority on that when he has stayed out of those scandals.
Yeah, but then when you like read the CBA and like these players they're given like a 6-month notice of when their drug tests are. It's easy to get around, dude. That's why when you fail like Tatis, it's like
I mean
you fucked up.
We just saw a big problem here. Yeah, last couple days. So.
You Tatis fucked up. He knew it was coming and he fucked up. Unfortunately.
Well, I mean, supposedly that ringworm,
dude.
Hell of a drug.
Hell of a drug.
Yep.
I hope he gets there though. I think he can, dude. 8 home runs. Like, let's see it. Another quick thing I want to hit on is Josh Hader, Ben. He's been absolutely atrocious. 16.2 ERA since coming to San Diego. Blew it against Washington. I mean, this guy is mentally.
That is one big pile of shit.
He's lost it. Yeah.
He's done, dude. If I'm Bob Melvin, there's no way I put him out there in a high leverage situation at this point. 0 chance. There's a reason why Milwaukee traded him. And they're in the middle of a pennant race.
Yeah, and it's kind of surprising to see that Milwaukee traded him and knew that he was on that decline. Because it's bad.
It's bad.
Really bad. I mean, and for a team to be a contender going after him to have really messed up on their scouting,
well, that's the thing, dude.
It's rough. In a pitcher's park, too.
This is the thing. And I had an argument with somebody about this the other day. AJ Preller, who's the GM of the Padres, very aggressive GM. Very aggressive. But he is not a good general manager. He's made a lot of terrible trades. Yes, you got Juan Soto. Yes, he got what?
He's made a lot of terrible trades. He made a lot of good picks.
But a lot more terrible trades.
How much of his draft picks are really his picks, though?
None of them end up playing for the Padres. I mean, he traded Ty France.
Yeah.
He traded Andres Munoz, who's like one of the best relievers in baseball.
Mackenzie Gore now.
He's traded Mackenzie Gore.
Yep.
He goes out and gets these big names to attract fans. Okay, cool. But that doesn't win ball games at the end of the day.
Yeah.
You go out and get Hader, and Hader's been struggling.
Yeah, I mean, I think
It's not like Taylor Rogers has been much better, but
yeah, but I wonder like how much of that, because the guys that he does pull in are good players.
yeah, but they don't.
Yeah,
He signed Hosmer. That wasn't a good signing. Signed Will
yeah.
Myers. That wasn't a good signing.
Yeah, but I mean, you look at that pitching staff for the last 3 years.
Trades for Sean Manaea. That wasn't very good.
But the pitching staff of the last 3 years has been, on paper, incredible.
Yeah, but you also have to take into consideration that anybody that pitches at Petco gets the benefit of the pitcher's park. So
yeah, but their pitching hasn't been up to where it should be.
no, because they're not that good.
Yeah,
like their best pitcher in the recent like 2 months has been Blake Snell. And Blake Snell, that's another trade he made. Up until 2 months ago, that trade looked like shit.
Yeah.
Blake Snell's been playing good. He signs Joe Musgrove to an extension, $25 million a year. Mm-hmm. Joe Musgrove can't even get through a lineup 3 times.
Yeah. I mean, but look what Clevenger did. Look what Darvish did.
Well, Clevenger was nice before he got hurt. Yeah. But he traded for him while he was hurt.
Yeah.
Like Darvish he's good at home. Darvish is great at home.
Yeah.
And that's the thing is like a lot of these guys, Blake Snell, great at home. Darvish, great at home.
Who did they have? Who's on their injured list right now for pitchers? Is it Paddock?
No, he doesn't. They traded him.
Did they? Okay.
That guy's average anyways. He's mid.
He was good. But I mean, he's made some good moves. He's made some dumb moves, yes. But I'd put
he's
it
made a lot more dumb moves.
Then.
Bro, you don't make trades for Juan Soto and shit to just be relevant. You make those trades to win World Series championships.
Well, yeah, but we talked about this with Machado, with Tatis, and with Soto. That's one of the most dynamic offenses in baseball.
Yeah, but he's got to find a way to build around him. I mean, that bullpen's not good. The starting rotation isn't terrible, but they're not great.
Yeah. But I mean, when you have Will Myers, who's doing decently, when you have Drury, when you have now Josh Bell.
Josh Bell's been trash, though. He's hitting 100 as a Padre.
Yeah. You got Trent Grisham, you got Profar, you got Soda. But
that's the thing is, they're just names. You have to find guys that gel.
Yeah.
And the other big problem, too, is, you put a lot of these guys into a situation now where they have a lot of pressure on them because now they're expected to win. Okay, we go get Juan Soto. We have Manny Machado. We have Josh Bell. We have Brandon Drury. We went out and we got arguably the 3 best bats at the trade deadline that were available. And now they can't hit. Bro, they lost 2 games against the Nationals. The Nationals suck.
Yeah. And
they lost. They were like minus 300 favorites.
They've got, yeah. I was just about to say, they've got a lot of players who are hitting just above league average or at league average. But when you're paying a team like this as much as they are, you got to be above league average. I mean, look what they did with Cano, batting 91%. Yeah.
But then they got rid of him hella quick.
Oh, absolutely. Cronenworth, 240. Should be batting a little bit higher than that. Profar 245 should be batting a little bit higher than that. Grisham 197. Yeah, should be batting way higher than that. Thank God Ha-Seong Kim has been playing well in Tatis's hole there. But even then, 252, just above league average there. Hosmer 272.
Well, he's not on the team anymore.
Yeah. Luke Voigt
not on the team anymore.
Yeah, I know. But he was batting 225 there. So
Luke Voigt not known for hitting for average though.
Yeah.
You just get him to hit dingers.
Yeah.
No, I mean the Padres, they're lucky that they're in a playoff race that's basically, it's done.
Yeah.
Maybe the Brewers have a chance, but the Brewers can't hit. So it's and the Brewers have a tough schedule too. They got to face the Dodgers.
San Diego has a tough schedule.
Yeah, no.
We talked about this last week. San Diego's had a tougher schedule than Milwaukee does.
I mean, at some point, the Padres are going to figure it out. Hitting, I mean. Like, they're going to figure out the hitting aspect.
Are they, though?
I mean, they have to, dude. They have too many. Guys are just too good, bro.
I mean, we talk about this all the time. They always say that they have to. I mean, they're only, 2 games behind, being out of the game and a half. No, 2 games back from being out of the playoffs in the wild card position here.
Bro, if they don't make the playoffs, hold on, what's the odds right now? What's the odds?
San Diego, yes, minus 370, no, plus 290.
I mean, that no's gone down, dude. It was like plus 500 the other day.
No, it's plus 300 last week.
Okay, so I mean, it's still gone down.
Very little, yeah.
But the problem is that the Giants can't win, so that kind of takes
Giants
away.
Can't win.
And
Let's see, where's the Brewers are yes minus 130, no plus 110.
And they're outside looking in right now.
Yeah.
So if they're minus 130, who's gonna miss the playoffs?
Philly.
I mean, Philly's slumping right now.
Philly, yes, minus 285, no, plus 230. I'm telling you, take that minus 300. Or sorry, that plus 300 for
Padres?
San Diego not to make the playoffs. Yeah.
I'd be shocked, dog. Dude, if they miss the playoffs, they have to fire AJ Preller.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
They have to.
No.
There's no way you can go into next season and tell your fan base that we're bringing this guy back that's made all these moves for your team to miss the playoffs 2 years in a row.
Well, I mean, you've got injury.
I don't care, dude. You still have Machado and you have Juan Soto now.
Yeah.
There's no excuses. Zero excuses. And your pitchers are all healthy.
Yeah, you can't be going 4-6 in your last. I'm sorry, 5-5 in your last 10 with that lineup.
Especially playing the Marlins and the fucking Washington Nationals, dude. They struggled against the Nationals, dude. That shit was so awesome to watch when Hader just fucking imploded, dude.
Yep.
Oh, dude.
Yeah. So let's talk about these wildcard race because AL wildcard is crazy right now.
Yep.
Everybody's tied.
It is crazy.
Seattle, Toronto, and Tampa Bay all tied. Seattle's played 2 more games in both Tampa Bay and Toronto at 66 and 56, and Toronto and Tampa Bay 65 and 55. And win percentage is only a 1,000th of a percent there.
Yep.
Then you got Minnesota and you got Baltimore, both 2.5 games back. You got the White Sox 3.5 games back now.
Yep.
This is gonna come down to the wire.
Well, the AL wild card is like absolutely bonkers right now, especially because like we basically have the AL Central, which is like, Cleveland, Minnesota, the White Sox are all right there.
Yep.
Big series this weekend against Cleveland and the White Sox. The rubber match got postponed due to rain. Dylan Cease was supposed to pitch against Aaron Savali. Aaron Savali was phenomenal in his last start. Mm-hmm. And then obviously Dylan Cease is a Cy Young candidate. So that was kind of getting that rain out kind of pushes things back a little bit.
Yeah.
But to me, I mean, Cleveland is going to win the AL Central in my opinion.
Yep.
They're just too good of a team all around. I love their offense. They hit for contact. They have the lowest strikeout rate in all of baseball. They do not strike out. 18% strikeout rate, which is way below league average, man.
Yeah.
I love Cleveland. Minnesota to me might be the team that's going to miss out on the playoffs because their bullpen sucks. Like their bullpen's below league average. Their starters are like okay, but they're not great. And their offense, they can't hit lefties at all. And, they're very up and down. Over 70% of their runs are scored on home runs, and they haven't been hitting the ball out of the park. Like today, they didn't put up any runs against Texas.
Yeah.
Like they don't get on base.
Yeah.
And it's hard to score when you can't get on base. So I don't like Minnesota. Seattle is an interesting team. They lose 2 out of 3 against the Oakland A's this weekend, and they had their 2 best pitchers pitch in the 2 losses, Luis Castillo and Logan Gilbert. That's not good.
No.
That's a series that you need to win. And I tried telling people, man, the A's are going to give people problems because now and it's not just the A's. There's a lot of young teams. The Kansas City Royals, the A's in the AL. In the NL, you have Pittsburgh, Cincinnati, Washington. I mean, you have teams that are just putting their young guys out there and saying, "Hey, like you want to play in the majors? Now's your chance."
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Yeah.
So they're out there fighting, dude. They're not just laying over for teams that are in playoff hunts. You know what I mean? So it's like you have to take that into consideration. In Seattle, in my opinion, like you have Julio Rodriguez, you have Ty France, Eugenio Suarez is basically a home runner, nothing. But they have a lot of issues. Their bullpen is great, dude. They have a 980 win percentage with a lead after 6 innings. So if they can get a lead into the 6th inning, it's a wrap. But the problem is they have to get a lead. Can they do that, more often than not? They've been able to, but they're going to be one of these teams that has to face the A's down the stretch.
Yeah.
They have to face the Astros. They have to face the Angels.
Yeah. I think Seattle's got it. I think the Blue Jays have it. It's really the Rays that really have a big question mark for me of taking that last spot.
Well, the Rays have been great lately. And
yeah.
The thing about the Rays is they can pitch.
Yeah, they got a tough schedule, though. And Wanderer just got pushed back for coming back, so that's a hit to their offense. I mean, they've been doing it without him right now, but
they can pitch.
Wander down the stretch.
They can pitch with anybody.
Yeah.
That as long as Poche doesn't pitch, they're good. Mm-hmm. Like, they have starters, they have a good bullpen.
And the two teams that would, well, I guess 3 teams that would take them out would be Baltimore, Minnesota, and Chicago.
Yeah.
And I don't really see them really taking them out. I mean, the further we get into the season, Chicago still remains to be a 50% team. That's not going to get you in a wild card position. La Russa still continues to do stupid shit, like intentionally walk a batter
with 2 strikes. Yep.
Because somebody in the fans told him to.
Yeah, no, it's the White Sox are because the White Sox are ultra talented, dude.
Yeah,
like they have a lot of talent on that roster. They just can't seem to put it together.
Yeah.
Baltimore's been the best team in Major League Baseball since Adley Rutschman got called up.
Yep.
And he really is a difference maker. The thing with Baltimore is, like, without Tyler Wells, do they have enough starting pitching to withstand all this? Because it's kind of coming back to haunt them now. Like, Jordan Lyles was not good on Friday. They managed to score 15 runs. It didn't matter, but he still wasn't good. And then who fucking pitched on Saturday for them? Kyle Bradish. Bradish has stuff, but it's like he's very inconsistent. Like, they just don't have consistent starting pitching. And they have a top 3 bullpen. They're right behind the Mariners. When they get a lead into the 6th inning, after the 6th inning, it's basically a wrap. If the Orioles have a lead, it's over. Because they have 3 high leverage guys in Perez, Dylan Tate, and Felix Bautista. Felix Bautista may be the best closer nobody even knows of.
Yeah.
The big mountain. You know what I mean? Like, it's an interesting team. Like I said, Minnesota, if there is one team out of those, like Tampa Bay, Toronto, Seattle, Minnesota, Baltimore, Chicago, I would say Minnesota is not going to make it. Now, Seattle, Toronto, Tampa, Toronto is probably the most talented out of all those teams. But again, Toronto, like, they're a head-scratching team, dude. They have a ton of talent, but they can't put it together. They're similar to the White Sox, but a little bit better. Alek Manoah has not been good the second half of the season, Ben. He's like a 4.9 ERA. He's struggling. He's arguably their most talented pitcher. Kevin Gausman will have 2 good starts, and then he'll have 2 duds.
Yeah.
And then he'll have 2 good starts, and he'll have 2 duds. Like, he goes in cycles of 2. Jose Barrios, can't trust. Like, outside of Ross Stripling, maybe their 3rd best starter. So I don't know. Biggest question is, can the Tampa Bay Rays or the Toronto Blue Jays catch up to the Yankees, Ben?
Yeah, and that was going to be my next step here, or my next question for you. The Yankees are plus 4,000 for missing the playoffs here.
I mean,
That's that's. I mean, the Rangers have better odds of making the playoffs than the Yankees have of losing the playoffs.
the Yankees haven't been good at all. They can't hit right now, dude.
Yeah.
So
And at plus 4,000, I mean,
it would take
Go
a
ahead.
Ben. There's only like what 48 games left, and
yeah, it would be a miracle there. I mean, but you take you take plus 4,000, you put 100 down, you get $1,000, $4,000 back.
yeah, it's definitely not out of the dude. If they miss the playoffs, dude,
I mean,
hallelujah.
they're doing better, this week, I guess, than you can say that they were last week. And I know we'll get to our top five here, but at 3-7 compared to the 2-8 that they were last week, I mean, they're a little bit better, but
Yeah, little bit,
yeah,
little bit.
just a little bit. But
Oh.
man, this is it's how long can this slide continue?
And they have a tough schedule too because they got to play the
Yeah.
AL East. They got to
They
play
got a very
Tampa.
tough schedule.
They got to play Toronto. And Toronto seems they've been playing them well lately.
Yeah. Yeah, and I mean they still haven't won a series yet.
Nope. They are struggling, dude.
I mean, wait, why did this go back to a page that was for the 7th?
They're like 3-17 since the trade deadline, or 5-17, I think.
Yep. I mean they just lost the Blue Jays series 3-1. They lost the Rays series, and then last week we were talking about the Red Sox series that they lost. So
Yep.
I mean they haven't won a series since the Royals.
Yeah.
That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 6 series that they've lost.
It's been nasty, dude.
Yep.
It's been nasty. All right, let's do our power rankings real quick.
Yep. So we're gonna go. My power rankings have not changed from last since last week here.
Mine did. Mine changed a lot.
Really? Okay.
What's yours
So
look like?
number 5 is still coming in as the New York Yankees. Because they're still a top team in baseball. They're just on a epic downhill slide here. I mean, they still have plus minus of plus 184, 3-7 over their last 10. They do have a 99% chance of making the playoffs here. 74-48 over the season. They are number 5 in all of baseball here, so we're going to continue that at number 5. Now 11 games back of the Dodgers in first place here. Number 4, we're going to continue with the Atlanta Braves. 8-2 in their last 10. They have just been absolutely killing it here. Their home record has really surprised me here at being 42-24. Absolutely killing it at home. And they do have an away schedule really pushed. They've got 9 more games at home, so they're going to have to make up those extra away games coming in, down the stretch here. But I'm really worried about what's happening with Zuna. We just had his now DUI, issues, and what's going to happen with another depth piece dropping out of that lineup. They can definitely do it with the players that they have, but having Azuna in the playoffs is going to be critical there, and that could possibly not happen. Number 3, we're going to go with the Houston Astros. They are a game behind the Mets, and again, I still am waiting for the Mets to just continue their slide here. But again, absolute incredible home record for the Astros, 39-18, 39-27 on the road. So they are going to have a home heavy schedule, unlike the Braves, which we talked about here, which is only beneficial for the Astros here. So I look for the Astros to really push up in the final weeks of the MLB season here. 6-4 in their last 10. Mets 6-4 in their last 10 as well. I am starting to see a little bit of downgrade here for the Mets. So I think we're going to see a flip-flop next week between the Mets and the Astros. Great series for the Mets this last week, but number 1 has to be the Dodgers. Number 1 ranking in almost everything in baseball right now, which is very impressive. If not number one, then at least top three in every single category, offensively and defensively. 7-3 in their last 10. They're on a 3-game streak right now. And, looking at their schedule for the remainder of the year, it should be a cakewalk for them. 43-15 at home.
Yep.
We lost 15 games at home.
No, they're rolling, dude. They're definitely the best team in baseball.
Impressive.
My top 5 has changed a lot this week. So number 5, I got the Yankees at 74-48. They were the first team in Major League Baseball to 70 wins, but since then, 5 teams have won 75 or more before they've won 75. Yankees in the last 2 weeks are 27th in WRC plus, and they're slashing 211, 278, 311 as a team. They're the 27th worst offense in all of baseball. Even the A's are better than them. Mm-hmm. Number 4, I got the Astros falling to number 4. They're 78-45, but in the last week, they split against the White Sox, and they dropped 2 of 3 against the Braves. And aside from the A's and Rangers, the Astros have not won a series versus a winning team all month. So I'm a little concerned about the Astros right now. And if you take away that 21-run outing against the White Sox, their offense has not been that great. Jeremy Pena, 61 WRC plus in the second half. That's way below average. Way below average. They're struggling a little bit. Number 3, I got the Braves, 75-48. Took 3 of 4 from the Mets, 2 of 3 versus Houston. Massive week for them. 8-2 in their last 10. I've been saying it all year. The Braves, to me, are one of the best teams in all of baseball, top to bottom. Mm-hmm. This week, they actually showed it. Number 2, I got the Mets. Tough week. They lost 3 of 4 to the Braves. They bounced back, took the series versus Philadelphia, though. So I still got them number 2. And then number 1, I got the Dodgers, obviously, 84-36. I mean, they're balling. And Dustin May's back, dude. And they smacked Sandy Alcantara today. Smacked the shit out of him. 6 earned, dude, in 3 1/3 innings. Nasty stuff, Sandy. The Sandman. All right, let's get some best bets, Ben.
All right, so I only have one best bet for the day, and this is going to be, we're going to be looking at the Minnesota Twins and the Texas Rangers game. We've got Sonny Gray on the hill going up against Cole Reagans. And the really big thing that we're going to look at here is the way that Cole Reagans has been pitching in his starting, or I guess not necessarily starting. He's 0-2 starting right here. He is a lefty, which is a little bit difficult for Minnesota, but he's only pitched 14 1/3 innings. He's allowed 4 home runs and has a ERA of 5.02. So I do see Minnesota, going forward and kind of taking a shot here. Sonny Gray has been pitching really well, 7-3 record, coming in at 3.1 ERA. Not too bad, not too great, but definitely has a bigger sample size to look at here, going in with about 90 innings here. So we're going to go Minnesota minus a half a run against the Texas Rangers. You're going to get the best vig there, but you're still going to be making money. I'm looking at this at probably coming in around minus 130, 135 here. So it's not going to be great, but you are going to get a W there. I'd put a big, half unit to a unit on this one.
Like it. All right, I got 2 best bets for this week, or for tomorrow, Monday. First one, I'm going over 7 runs, Marlins versus the A's. Pablo Lopez is on the mound for the Marlins, and in the second half of this season, he has been absolutely fucking I don't even know the word for it, worse than atrocious. Yeah. 7.2 ERA, and opponents are hitting 304, 348, 512 off of him. The A's are also 9th in WRC plus at home versus right-handed pitching since the All-Star break, and they're coming off a big series win against the Mariners where they beat Logan Gilbert and Luis Castillo. The reason why I'm not taking a side on this is because the A's are throwing Adam Oller, and this dude fucking sucks, dude. 6.63 ERA and a 6.03 xFIP. Give me the over 7 all day. That shit's probably going to move to 8 by tomorrow morning. And then I'm going to take Falcons money line minus 145 against the Jets. The Jets.
Ooh, some football.
Yeah, we're taking some preseason football. The Jets lost Zach Wilson and Mekhi Becton in the preseason. And it's being reported that it's unlikely that Saleh plays any starters. And for the Falcons, we should see some. Desmond Ridder is going to play a lot. He threw for 103 yards and 2 touchdowns in the game last week against the Lions. Give me the Falcons minus 145.
Oh yeah. All right, so before we end the podcast here, we are going to go back to our beers, and we're going to be discussing. Jordan, you had two fruited beers today. One was a sour, correct? Or were they both sours?
Both were, yeah.
Both were sours. Okay. And then I'll go over my two after Jordan does his. But Jordan, tell us, give us a ranking, 4 out of 5, or sorry, numbers out of 5, and let me know what you think about your beers.
Yeah, I mean the Dripsy popsicle was great. It literally tasted like a popsicle. Had a lot of flavor. Said there was like lime and citrus. I didn't get any citrus flavor. It could also be because I'm still like getting over my cold. Mm-hmm. I got a lot of blueberry in there, but I still loved it, dude. I would definitely drink it again. I would definitely buy it again. I'd give it a 4.25 out of 5. That is the Dripsy popsicle by Abomination Brewing Company. The second one, the Skygazer watercolors with apricot, cherry, blueberry, and a bunch of other shit, marshmallow and stuff. This one was good, dude. It was easy to drink.
Nice.
I kept finding myself wanting to take more sips of it. I'm like down to the very end now. I would definitely buy this one again. I would definitely drink it again. Again, another 4.25 out of 5. I mean, these are my favorite kind of beers, so
yeah,
easy for me to like them. But really love these two this week.
Oh yeah. All right, so my beers, I had the first one that I had was the Faction, which was the Penske File, and this was a pale ale coming in at 5.8%. This was a pale ale that really brought me back to the reason why pales are really my favorite beers to drink. And over the last maybe 6 months or so, I've been really disappointed with pales, but this one brings me back to the reason why I fell in love with pales. It's got great malt flavor here. It's got a little bit of bitterness to it, but it's not overly bitter. A lot of the pales that I've really found have really just pushed that bitterness to it. I really like the way that they used the hops in this beer. Again, the taste was there, but it wasn't overpowering. So this one really reminded me of the Sierra Nevada Pale Ale, which was my original pale ale that really brought me to pales.
Nice.
So I'm going to give this one a 4.75 out of 5. Great beer. I'm really disappointed in myself that I have passed over this beer so many times. And it's definitely going to be turning into a go-to, and it's cheap at my local bottle shop. I think it's $2.99 for a 16-ounce can. So stoked about that. Gonna keep pushing that. The second one that I had was the Sierra Nevada Liquid Hoppiness IPA. This one came in at 7%. This one I was not as impressed with. I think part of it was that my beer was a little overcarbonated. I don't necessarily know if I should have poured it a little harder into the glass here. It did have a nice head to it, and it did really give me, and you can't really see it because of my glass here, but it did give me good drinking lines as I went through it, which is definitely something that I'm looking for in a beer. Great mouthfeel, great aroma. The carbonation was just, I think my can was just, or this batch was just a little over carbonated here. So this is one that I really would like to get on tap to see the true flavor, the true taste of this beer, how it's supposed to be coming from Sierra Nevada. So might have to take a trip up to Chico. I'm going to give this one a, let's go, y'all. I'm going to give this one a 3.75 because of the carbonation here. I'm gonna come back to this beer in a couple weeks.
Okay.
And retry another batch
the
of
Sierra
the Liquid Hoppiness. Yeah.
Okay.
And see how this, if this is a common theme that it's a little bit over carbonated here. So
okay.
I doubt it's going to be the same, but just it being so fresh could be that issue there. So we'll see how it comes out. If it wasn't overcarbonated, I'd give this a 4 out of 5, but 3.75 for this can.
Not bad. Not bad,
yeah,
though.
No, not at all. Not at all. All right, before we go, gotta mention again that go to Tavour.com, download the Tavour app, use promo code Taproom, get $10 off your first purchase of $25 or more. Make sure to come back tomorrow. Jordan and Swerve and Irvin are going to be talking tomorrow's action in sports, and then looking forward to what's going to be happening on Tuesday.
Yes.
Jordan and I will be back Tuesday night. Looking forward to what's going on Wednesday, and then Swerve and Irvin and Jordan are going to be talking college football one more time before the season starts.
I know we'll be talking a lot of college during the season.
Yeah, then we're going to be get it going everywhere. I might even have to talk college, which is not pretty, but we'll do it.
Best sport in America, baby.
Yeah, I don't know about that. We'll be moving up to football and really deep diving into football coming up. Really looking forward to it this year, and we're gonna be making a ton of money here. Make sure to go check out our socials. We are on Twitter. We're on Instagram. We've got our website, www.taproomsportspodcast.com. Jordan, I'll see you tomorrow. I'll see you back on Tuesday.
Let's go.
We are out of here.